Okay, so the physical offering, third level of flexibility, service ceilings, that's the way we call it, offer the ultimate degree of flexibility for a whole range of people, developers, owners and users. And that's for the first time. Because all of them share, we're coming back to the concept of uncertainty, unknown user requirements, multiple changes of teams and tenants, contract research, nobody knows what's going on, unknown percentage of speculative lettings. If somebody develops an incubator, we're talking to people that don't even know who kind of companies, what kind of companies, what kind of tenants they will attract. Very difficult to handle. Many people say, oh, if we can't do a lab, we will do an office. That's not a good approach, because an office building is not a lab building and a lab building is not an office building. If you go for something, you want to make it work and you want to make it right. Yeah? So if you are developing a lab building, you shouldn't leave this door open because it's something completely different. If you are going for a lab building, then it should work out. Yeah? And so your assumptions and your return should be achievable. The more flexible you are and the better your marketing are, it should be achievable. And we come back to the point, and that's why the question was very well placed. A partnership with a provider of systems like this seems to be very beneficial, because the building manager, facilities manager and owners cannot account for that anymore. It's far too complex. Now, there's a different ingredient in order to come to the ultimate degree of flexibility, which we call longitudinal flexibility. And we mean by that we think past the initial installation. The initial installation is only something, is only one particular point in time. So we are not hopping from project to project anymore. We consider the lifetime of the building. Even as an equipment manufacturer, even as a company that manufactures furniture, fume cupboards and offers solution, it's not just a project anymore. We are working with our clients to make the building work over a long time. Is anybody in the room who manages a lab hotel, an incubator? No? I was going to ask about the function of the facility manager. Yeah. Because it's quite important who that could be and whether people are actually having this function in place or whether they do it on their own. Universities have estates and they take this function to various degrees. Some of them design their own spaces, some of them employ everybody under the sun to make it work. But what this means is basically somebody who is partnering, who manages a given space on behalf and for the customer. Because all of the equipment and everything that we saw in these labs, in these photos, have a future value, which we can use again and again and again. And that's why we are able to achieve this degree of flexibility of moving individual components around, take them away, bring them in as we need. Now this is the total offering or the whole cake. This is where we started from. And we think it is possible to answer the question, can we have the whole cake? Can we cater for all these requirements? Can we afford the holistic view? We think the answer is yes. and it is defined as the combination of total product flexibility, design, mobile, operational flexibility, no matter what the client comes up with, and longitudinal flexibility, the financial flexibility over the lifetime of the facility because you can lease it. So as a developer, owner, user, one does not even have to buy it anymore. Yeah. And again, what we mean by that, it's not a financial lease, because University College London, Imperial College, all the leading universities in the UK are big enough to get credit terms probably much better than a furniture manufacturer. This is not providing finance. This is an operational lease, meaning finance becomes one part of it, but it is making the facility work over the lifetime. Okay? And by combining complete product flexibility and financial flexibility, we are able to cater for a whole range of uncertainties, i.e. risks, in this game. If we want to and if we have to. If you're happy of putting in a service spine because we know we are doing this for a team that is there for a long time, we are perfectly happy to live with the first level of flexibility. There's absolutely no problem with that. But in the past, there was a problem of scaling up because it was simply not available. It was simply not available. And all this can be rounded off, obviously, with online platforms that are available, not only to manage this space, also to market this space. Yeah? Because if you have a speculative development, and that sounds really harsh, but almost every university is now investing in incubators with uncertain usage. Yeah? So almost every leading university is involved in speculative developments. But if you do that, or if one does that, you need to have a model in place how to market this space, for instance, how to attract tenants. And platforms like this enable a potential tenant to look at a given space, furnish it, give it a budget, and make a tenant decision, a rental decision for this particular space. Yeah. So this complements the offer in order to bring the space to market, fill it, and then manage it throughout the agreed term. And the agreed term cannot be 2 months, but could be a year, could be 3 years, could be 5 years, depending on user requirements. Do you think leasing arrangements like this are attractive to public clients? Public budget flows?